Welcome to our largest and most expensive build ever. January 2024, we was approached by a big car collector to build something, a one of one. It's Liberty Walk's most expensive kit. And he was in Bulgaria and didn't have the car. We flew to Bulgaria to have a conversation to discuss the build. We then flew to Japan, to Nagoya, to meet with Kato, to meet with Toshi, and to place the order for the kit. The car was sourced in Scandinavia and shipped from there throughout Europe and delivered to the UK. The kit landed, if I remember, in May 2024, and the car followed soon after in November 2024. Since then, we have stripped this car of every panel. The work that's involved in this has been immense, but really enjoyable. And I think we now have a one of one, very special build. And I want to show you that now. When you have a car collection worth hundreds of millions of pounds, with Paganis, Bugattis, Lamborghinis, McLarens, SLRs, where do you go to stand out? Well, that's where Liberty Walk comes in, because this car is a truly unique, one of two possibly in the world. What sort of money do you have to spend to have a 1 in 2 vehicle crafted for you to your specifications? Well, that's what we've done. We've got it here, and I want to show you it. So, here it is, the Lamborghini Aventador Super Silhouette GT Evo. Full dry carbon, every panel changed other than the roof. This isn't just dry carbon, we've stepped it up. The customer specifically wanted dyed blue carbon. Now, dyeing carbon and lacquering over the top is not a simple application. Very similar to the Pagani, very similar to the Aston Martin Valkyrie. We had to use a special dye and many coats of lacquer to get this deep finish. We didn't paint the whole car blue. There are details within the kit all throughout exposing the full dry carbon. But when you look at the detail of this, it's something to behold. Okay, so a little bit about the details of this build. The kit itself, handmade, dry carbon in Japan. It comprises of every panel, as we've discussed. The quality of the weave, the doors are a work of art, full carbon doors. When we was asked, I don't want it just dry carbon, I want a blue dye to the carbon. This isn't something we'd ever experienced before. We hadn't actually dyed carbon to this level on a whole vehicle. So we had to reach out and we had to speak to the people that make the Aston Martin Valkyrie, the people that paint Aston Martin Valkyrie, of how the process is to dye carbon and what that process is across a whole vehicle to keep it uniformed. A challenge, but it's came out absolutely perfect. We have fully PPF this, identity wraps have put a full gloss PPF over the entire vehicle because we can't have the carbon getting damaged. When you look at the details of what's exposed carbon, what's dyed carbon, you really see the thought and the detail that's gone into this. Around the car, of course, with any Liberty Walk build, there's other parts that need doing. We've got custom 3-piece Rohana wheels built for centre lock. They're the LB Works collab wheel and silver wheels. It looks classy, and I think you'd agree they look fantastic. Matched with AirX suspension struts and airlift management, we've got the flexibility of lift and drop. Of course, now it's aired out, but to make it drivable, one push of a button, it raises, and it gives you that flexibility to drive this car. We then come round to the back where we have a custom-made titanium system, again manufactured in Japan, that's specific for this kit. You can see it exits in a different position, and it really allows the wail of the big V12 to sound how it should. The other interesting part of this kit, as you know, with Liberty Walk, people go, oh, well, I don't want to be cutting my car, or this kit, full exchange fender. There was no cutting. The full front fender, rear fenders were exchange units. So we had an Aventador S, we now have a bonnet, a boot, front bumper, rear bumper, all the spoilers have all been removed and could, if ever wanted, be refitted or sold on. So all that's left for us to do now is get this delivered back to Bulgaria and for this to take part in the rest of their collection. As you can see, we've been quite quiet on YouTube recently, but we've got a new custom built area within our HQ where we get to be able to see the vehicles, talk about them and film them. So check out some more. You've seen 2025's been a busy year with building a car for Lando Norris, the Formula 1 driver. We're building another custom GTR, which is also a one of two in the world. We've got a lot of projects lined up, and we want to show you and give you the inside on these builds. So like, click, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.